Here comes Mr. Nobody walking down the...
Hello everybody. So today we are recording the bass for my one song on the 3 different consoles. I'm going to explain what I'm using in this case. This is current, just letting you know. It may change as we go on. I might decide, you know what, I want a different bass sound. Maybe I will use my BXR, which you can't see because it's way over there now. My BXR amp to do the bass. I don't know. This is more or less where we're at with everything. So what I have done, which is going to be the same for each of these recordings. Actually, I've already recorded them. They're all the same. I know this because I just recorded them. So I got the Model 24 in front of me, so it's got a keyboard in front of it. Don't worry about that. Not going to worry about that at the moment. So what I have done, what I'm using today is I'm using my cab box. I have it set to an 4x10. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong because when I look at it, it looks like 13. Ampeg SVT. I'm assuming it's a bass amp. I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. I like the sound. It sounds good. And I'm using the Art. This is a passive direct box. So it's going here. This is coming from, let me go all the way through this. So now I have my 5-string Steinberger bass going, and I am using the pedal board, but all I'm using on it is the tuner so that I can make sure that all of them are in the same tune or in the same, yeah, so they're all tuned the same. And it's going into the board over here. Now I've moved it because I'm on the Model 20, or because I'm on the Model 24. These were originally over here, and both of them are plugged into, one is plugged into the cab box here that you can see. This was originally an input A. I moved it to G because the way the Model 24 is, it's direct input as opposed to the other two. And so everything's going, so bass is coming into here. This is from the effects board down there that I built. The return is going into the cab box here, and the XLR is going into the board for direct in, and the cab box is using the XLR to do direct into the system as well. But it's getting colored by the Ampeg impulse response. So that is how I have everything set up here. Now, one thing I did notice, which I thought about, there is a through port on the cab box here. So this could be used as a direct in if I really wanted to use it as a direct in. I don't want to because I like the XLR. That's just me. So then, yeah, so that's going into my rack. It's not getting changed anywhere there. It's just coming across and into the board, and it's the exact same way on all of them. So let's get on with the recordings. I hope you enjoy. Talk to you in a bit. Used to write songs thinking I'd be famous, but here I am still nobody. Now I write some... Okay, so I just finished recording the bass line for Doing This For Me, which is what I'm calling the song. So let's just look at how I set it up here. This is on the 2488. So what I have done is I have A and B here. So the sources, so input A is going to track 7. I love this because you can just look at this and see. So there you go. So it's going to track 7 is going there, and it is using, I changed the cab box up here. So it's using the Joyo. I changed it. If you looked at the picture that I had, it was on an Ampeg with 8x4. Now it's a 4x10 or 4x13. Yeah. Oh no, 4x10. I don't know. I said 13. It looks like 13 from my eyes. So, and then I'm using the Art PDB. So that's going to be on all of them exactly the same way. Like I said, doing this exactly the same way. I'm doing a direct input just because I want, in case I do decide to change the bass sound, I have the clean sound to use to do it. So that being said, so yeah, so I'm recording it on to tracks 6 and 7. So 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. are up, as well as I have 23, 24 slightly up, just so I could get a bit. I turned that down because I wanted to hear it, but this, I did have the 13, 14, which is the scratch MIDI up a bit, and vocals, of course, were up a bit, just so I could hear them and follow along. The scratch MIDI was mainly up just so I could hear the click track at the beginning, so that I knew when to come in. Let's go back to the board over here. So this is what we got so far. Yeah, so what I've done is, in yellow here, I had a line called bass. I'm doing this on all of them. So I've moved the bass, the DI bass, direct input, and then bass. So this is probably where bass is going to end up, is on 7, on the 2488 and the Model 24. And on the DP32, it will be on my favorite channel of 8, which is where I like the bass, because that is the last mono channel on the system. And I like to put it there. So that's what I have so far. This is how it's set up. So let's move on to the DP32. Doing this for me, yeah, doing this for me. All right, so I just finished recording the bass line, as you saw in the video there. Yeah, so I'm working on the DP32 now, and what I have done is pretty much the same thing. I didn't have to put the gain up on these at all, so that was nice. I didn't have to do anything with that. I turned off I went in a mixer, just show you here, this is input A. I turned off the insert effects on both A and B, since those are the ones I'm using. I'm not worried about the pre in that, because they're not being used in this case. So that was set there before. So yeah, and I did the same thing. So as I said, I was going to put it on 7 and 8. So I put 8 here, has input A. So input A is 8. That's using the cab box for the sound, because I want the Ampeg speaker sound, because I like it. And then and then 7 is a direct input. That one's going to get exported just like it is on the 2488, and on the Model 24 I will also export that. I just want to keep it as a just in case I decide I want a different bass sound, or I want to maybe add something to it, such as effects. So that's where we are at the moment. Now I'm going to switch over to the Model 24. Alright, so I just finished recording the bass again on this time on the Model 24. So let's look at the setup. Easy setup. Now, because I have to do a direct input on this, I have the direct in coming here, and then this is my this is coming through the cab box. So, and yeah, you can see this. The settings are here. I turned off compression, didn't use it. And then yeah, I have 6s down. I'll show you. So I have 6, 7, and then I have the snare, kick, low, mid, high, and overhead. So one thing I did change, show you on the board here. Let's go over the board. So here's the board. One thing I did change, if you look here, I moved I originally put the overheads on 21, 22. I moved them over to 19 and 20, and the reason I did that is because when I'm doing the final mix down, I want to use 21, 22 as the effects loop, because I have special cables that I bought specifically so I can plug it into the RCA ports on here and use my effects loop for that. So that's why it says overheads and then effects loop. So I've graded out saying can't touch it. Yeah, so I'm getting really XL-y on you here, but that's okay. So yeah, so we now have our DI bass, our bass. I'm going to export all 3 of these off the system and put them onto my computer as just in case I want to redo the bass line. I probably won't redo it, but I might, so we'll see. So that's my video for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.